What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color and to the 65th episode of the Physical Media Rundown here on the channel. We're going to go over all the new Blu-ray and 4K releases coming out this week. We shoot this live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for joining us live. We've already got a few people joining. I'll give us a couple more minutes before we get started on the new releases, but this is a very special episode of the show because I've got physical copies in my hands of stuff that hasn't been released yet. All these will be coming out tomorrow. I'm going to open these up and show you everything that's inside so you know what to expect when you head out to your local Barnes & Noble or to the, I guess, Amazon, maybe Walmart. You can find some of this stuff, maybe, but we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We've got some A24 releases dropping this week, Blu-ray and 4K. We've got some Severance stuff to talk about. We've got a brand new, pretty high-profile Criterion release to talk about this week. And then, of course, it's the last week of the month, so we've got all of the Vinegar Syndrome releases and the Vin Syn partner labels coming out this week. A ton of stuff to get through. I'm going to need your help. Let me know in the comments in the live chat what you guys want to talk about. Call out if something you want to talk about, bring it up, because I don't know if we're going to get to every single thing this week because these last weeks of the month are intense. So much stuff coming out. I think we've got like 70 something titles coming out this week, but we're going to get to as much as we can. And of course, leave some time for some chat, some general chat about physical media and collecting with you guys who are here live. I can't wait. Let's go ahead and jump into it. If you are in the chat right now, why not give us a like? I always forget to ask that, but it helps the channel out quite a bit. It helps get these videos out a little bit to give us a little bit more reach. Hopefully the show can do a little bit better. We've been kind of stagnating for the last couple months, so hopefully we can get that moving again. All right, let's see who's here in the chat. I'm seeing some new names, so let's go ahead and jump in. I see Kyle Hartman is here. Dan's Den, those are the two regulars, usually here first. Internet user, again. Another regular. Robert is here. Your Fiend Mr. Jones is here. Hey, Discateers. There's a new one. Ready for another episode on my break from work. I hate that we always shoot this while you're at work, but thanks for popping in on your break. Kevin House is here. Evil Wax is here. Mark, good man, Mark is here. Thanks for your recent comment on... You left one of the nicest comments I've ever received recently on, I think, the last week's stream, and I meant to respond and I got caught up on something else and I didn't respond, but it was such a great comment. Thank you so much. JT is here. Michael Smith is here. Jason, Danny. I don't recognize this. Danny's here. What's up, DJ? Hey, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good night. Colby's here. Beetlejuice is here. Has no idea what's going on. Dance Den says, Baby Girl and The Brutalist, both movies that I saw in the theaters and did extensive write-ups of. Oh, cool. We'll talk about them in just a minute. They're both coming out this week from A24. It's a big week for A24. Let's see. Michael Smith, 65. Our little show all grown up. It is. It's crazy that we've done 65 of these already. Jason, are you excited for The Substance? Am I excited for what about The Substance? I've seen The Substance. I liked it. I know we got the 4K a while ago. Is something else happening with The Substance? I don't know. You gotta let me know. And then we got one more here. First time tuning in. Love from Australia. Hey! Thanks for tuning in. That's amazing. I don't know. I have no idea what time it is over there. Love your boutique stuff. Wish I could buy more of your boutique stuff. Imprint and Umbrella are amazing out there. You know what? I gotta become friends with an Australian is what I need to become friends with. Then I can get some of that stuff before it goes out of print. I still haven't made my Umbrella order. I teased that like last week, and I still haven't done it. I'm still waiting around. And now the Primevals has gone out of print, so I completely missed that decision was made for me. I can't get that at this point. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the new releases. First up, actually, yeah, let's go ahead and start because they're at the top of the list anyway. We've got the Brutalist coming out. Now, you guys will have to let me know let's just start with the physical stuff. That's the fun stuff. Let's do that. I'm going to move this chat out of the way and show you guys what these look like. Now, these were sent over from Barnes & Noble, so you can get these at Barnes & Noble stores. These are, I think I have seen maybe some A24 in Walmart, maybe once. I think I saw Marcel the Shell with shoes on in a Walmart one time, but I don't think I've ever seen anything else. Maybe your Walmarts are better stocked than mine. But both of these will be available at your local Barnes & Noble stores. And I think I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's true, let me know in the chat, that the 4K for the Brutalist is a A24 site exclusive. that kind of sucks. That's A24 is being sneaky there to keep that locked behind their paywall for their website. That's kind of a bummer. But I got this sent over. This is just the Blu-ray copy. Look at that. Look at that. 2 brand new movies. Both came out last year. Love these releases. Before I open them up, I want to show you. Look at this. Is getting out of hand. This is like A24 is going all in with their little boutique label that they have. Look at that. Look at that. So many. And I don't even have all of them. There's a couple more. There's I don't have. What don't I have? I don't have Love Lies Bleeding. I don't have I Saw the TV Glow. I don't have that either. But just got these 4 in. Heretic and Sing Sing. Sing Sing. Maybe my favorite movie from last year. Really, really liked that one. Saw it late in the game. But these two are the 2 that are coming out this week. So nobody cares about old stuff. You guys are here for new stuff. So let's open up the Brutalist here. Oh no. It's one of those. Good grief. Well, it's safe in there. There we go. Here's the artwork. Not really an artwork, but it is a full photo. Goes all the way around. And then on the inside, there you go. There's the disc. Now, this is a very long movie. And I wanted to get a chance to watch it before I hopped on this evening. But I don't know when I'm going to find time to watch this entire thing. But look at this. You get some art cards in here. Not crazy about art cards in general. And I feel like there's a lot of us collectors that are like that. When they first started these, like Marcel the Shell was one of the first ones that they did from A24, and it had a booklet in it. And I think a booklet is way better than art cards. So A24, if you're listening, give us a booklet. Give us something to read. I don't know these are actually really cool though, because they are some of his architectural sketches and stuff. So they're not just like photos from the movie. Actually, these are pretty cool. I just don't know what to do with them. I have a lot of art cards now from all this collecting boutique stuff, and I don't know what to do with them. But those are pretty cool. They slide right in there. They're in there nice and snug. But there you go. You get your disc. Basic, not a lot going on. Like I said, it's not a full boutique label, but they do put a lot of work into the packaging. Like the design is really good. I love the spines. They look like a lot of fun. That is, of course, everybody knows The Brutalist. It was a huge deal last year. It was nominated for a ton of Oscars. I think it only won Best Actor? Best Leading Actor? It may have won a couple other smaller awards, but I know it won Best Actor, and it did not win Best Picture. But we also had Baby Girl. This is also coming out this week, which we'll talk about in a minute. Here we go. Baby Girl. This is Nicole Kidman. Look at this. Look at this. Another one that I have not had a chance to see yet, but I definitely will. Thank you. Dan Sten said it won Best Cinematography as well. It won, yes, it won Best Actor, and Adrian Brody's speech went on for days. So we've got this. This is the artwork on the inside. Very spicy, and that too. I won't pull out the art cards for this one, but it's a pretty nice release. I like these. They're simple digipacks. I know a lot of people don't like digipacks. If you don't like digipacks, well, you're kind of stuck with it because that's all A24 is doing. But I think they look great all together on the shelf. We've got both of those coming out this week from A24 with, I believe, an exclusive 4K. I'm looking forward to you guys letting me know in the chat. I heard that, but I don't know if it's true. But we've got both of those coming out this week, which is very cool. And then we've also got Night of the Creeps coming out on 4K from Shout Factory. Says 4K Collector's Edition, but it's just your standard Shout Factory. It's just a slipcover. I don't know what constitutes. I don't know like what you have to do to make it called a Collector's Edition, but this is the wimpiest Collector's Edition. Shout Factory just puts a slipcover on it and calls it a Collector's Edition. But there you go. It's a nice little 80s horror comedy movie coming out this week from Shout Factory. And then this one is a big one. We've got Night Moves getting a 4K release. Gene Hackman. It's really weird how this lined up because this has obviously been in production for a while now, but then we just had the tragic news about Gene Hackman, and here it is. I really dig this artwork. 1975, Gene Hackman plays a private eye named Harry Mosby, finds himself caught in a labyrinth of mendacity and murder. Hired to locate the runaway daughter of fated Hollywood actress Arlene Iverson, Harry heads up to the Florida Keys, where what he considered a run-of-the-mill case turns into something much more. Meanwhile, his marriage is slowly disintegrating. They got to throw that in there. Why are like private eyes and detectives' marriages always disintegrating? Seems like Seems like a common denominator, but there you go. You got that from Criterion. Just missed the flash sale. I know a lot of people would have loved to pick that up in the flash sale. Unfortunately, you can't do pre-orders in the 50% off sale. By the way, let me know if you guys have received your Criterion flash sale orders yet. I have not received mine yet. I actually was the last person on earth to make my order. I ordered it with like 17 seconds left, 16 seconds left on the sale. I waited till the last possible minute. I'll tell that story when I get it in and talk about my haul, but it was a nightmare. I almost missed it for the second year in a row. But we've got Night Moves coming out. John just rented this. He said it was pretty good. He watched it over the weekend because the video rental store, Videodrome, that we have here in town gets stuff early, and he was able to watch it. So I have not seen it yet, but it's another 4K from Criterion, and it looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and stop there because I've been talking for a minute. I've already talked about 4 releases, but we got a lot to get to, so I'm going to jump back in. But I want to get your thoughts on these A24 releases and a little bit about Criterion, of course. Michael Smith, Nicole Kidman has been in so many films. Yeah, I mean, well, she's the spokesperson of movie theaters, so it works out perfectly. Your fiend, Mr. Jones. I call dibs on the A24s you don't want. No. I'll be keeping these. But I will be shipping out my Paramount sale because I finally did I announced the giveaway for that, and it was a really cool guy because I don't know if he's emailed me yet. He left a comment, but I don't know if he's emailed me his address yet. But when he does, I'll send those out to you. Let's see. We've got Danny, loved Sing Sing as well, and that and Love Lies Bleeding were some of my favorite films from last year. I haven't seen Love Lies Bleeding yet. Let me know if I should pick that one up. I guess I have to at this point. I'm so close to having all the A24s. But yeah, that was one I was interested in, and Grace is interested in that one too. So we might check that one out pretty soon. Maybe we'll go back to Barnes & Noble. I would like to go to another Barnes & Noble before the Paramount sale's over. It's just a few more days, so we might have to try to squeeze that in. Oh, Michael Smith, anybody getting the mega set of Haneke coming from Umbrella? Loads of new features. I saw that. That was crazy. He doesn't seem like a director that I would love, but that box set looked amazing. I saw that announcement. Dwayne, the Atomic Movie Store had the Brutalist 4K, but it looks like it's sold out now. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. So maybe it wasn't an exclusive. Maybe that was just a rumor. I'm going to go to barnesandnoble.com and see if they have the 4K. Because that would be the tell. Because then you can go pick that one up as well. The Brutalist. Let's see how their search does. There it is. Pops right up. Oh, yeah. I guess I should have just done that before the show. There it is. 4K. $34.99 right there. So you can get it at Barnes & Noble too. Or on the website. There you go. Problem solved. All right, KB Loves Movies popping in. Hey, DJ, happy Monday, buddy. Can't wait to check out Baby Girl. Got that from A24. Good. I'm glad you got a copy. I remember you were talking about the triple A24, like you joined the kind of subscription service that A24 has been doing. I have not joined that yet, but it seems like a really cool deal. It seems like there's enough perks in there to make it worth it. JT, Orbit DVD still has the 4K of the Brutalist in stock. Okay. So if you don't have a Barnes & Noble near you, you can maybe check out Orbit. Dan Stent says Night of the Creeps rules. Michael Smith says he loved that cover for Night Moves. It's a really cool cover. I actually didn't even remember how cool it was until I just blew it up really big and just looked at it again. Your fiend, Mr. Jones. DJ Hackman's character makes a massive burn on Eric Romer in Night Moves. You know what? That's hilarious. John sent me that scene. Well, actually, he didn't send me him making a burn on it. He sent me the scene where they were about to go watch an Eric Romer movie when he was watching it, because I'm the Eric Romer guy, I guess. I don't think I am, but I guess I'm the only one who really talks about him. Danny got his Criterion order on Saturday. Wages of Fear 4K, Sanjuro and Yojimbo. And Evil Does Not Exist. Nice haul. I'm excited to talk about my haul. I did something very different with this haul. I completely abandoned the plan I was going into. I was going to get some more recent 4K stuff, and then I was like, nope. I got an idea, and I'm doing that. So I can't wait to do that. Can't wait to get that in here. But like I said, I was the last one on Earth to order, so it won't be here for a while. It did ship like yesterday, finally. Sing Sing is one I definitely don't. Exactly, right? And I feel like it's going to be really rewatchable. We really loved that one, and it came out of nowhere. I didn't know anything about it. Like I went into it completely blind, and it was lovely. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into these new releases, because this next one is the one I'm most excited about this week. It's Delicatessen, finally getting a 4K from Severin. And again, I'm a little confused by this, because look at this. We've got this lovely image here, this kind of minimalist. It looks to be a slipcover, right? Like, am I crazy? Doesn't that look like a slipcover? But then we've got the second image here is just a 4K. And then I've seen some like early YouTubers who get early copies doing reviews of it, and they're just holding this up. I don't think there is a slipcover. So I don't know what that first image was. That's Severin being sneaky again. I kind of like the more minimal cover there. But who knows? I'm excited to get the movie, though. This is a movie that's been on my watch list. I don't know why I don't know why I did that. But it's been on my watch list for a long time. And it's kind of like this dark comedic twisted fable that people have recommended me for a long time. And I found it on Letterboxd like years ago, and I've just never really gotten around to it. But it's been on my list for a while. Every image, I want to show some of these images. Like every image looks like a Norman Rockwell painting. Like it looks amazing. I love what it looks like. I can't wait to see an entire film that looks like this. They look like paintings. Look at that. That's crazy. I'm excited. It looks super stylistic, both in the visuals and in like the storytelling. Like I said, it sounds like a little bit of a dark, twisted fable. Seems right up my alley. I'm excited to check this out. It is $35 on Amazon right now. I think it's like $50 on Severin's website, which is, ooh, that's intense. It says $70. $70 is the list price, and they're selling it now for $49. That's pretty crazy. I don't like to support Amazon, but good grief, why are you charging $70 for a regular 4K movie? Oh, I want to love you, Severin. I really do, because I'm excited to see that movie. But that's pretty insane. But there you go, 1991. Told you all about it. It's a surreal, dark comic, romance, comedy, fantasy film. So there's a lot going on in that one. I'm very excited to check it out. Even some of you guys in the chat have told me to. Yeah, Avery's going nuts for $70. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know if that's just a marketing ploy and it's like actually 50 and they just put 70 just to make you feel like you're getting a deal. But who's going to fall for that? Who's going to think that a 4K should be $70? Then we've got antiviral. I want to talk about Delicatessen here. Don't spoil it, but it sounds like this little like creepy, like kind of like a Sweeney Todd vibe. That's what I'm getting from it. It looks really cool. Antiviral, getting a 4K Blu-ray, also from Severin Films. Is there a slip on this one? There is a slip on this one. Ooh, a very gross one. Look at that. Speaking of minimal, this is a sci-fi horror thriller from 2012. Looks very gruesome. Ooh, I don't even want to show that on YouTube. That one's a little cheaper, $45 list price. I don't know why. I don't know why they're charging so much for Delicatessen. But there you go. Several things coming out from Severin this week. And then the big one, I'm actually surprised this is this low on the list as far as like popularity goes, but Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy's coming out 4K. Already seen several reviews of this film. We've got the 4K from Paramount with the slipcover here. I think there's another image that I can show you. Oops, I just added it to my favorites. There it is. There's the slipcover. Got a blue spine right there. I love when they show the spine because it's very helpful in helping me decide which one to get. So many sites don't show the spine, especially on eBay. People never show the spine. But here we go. We got a 1995 comedy. It's the duo with Chris Farley and David Spade. One of them. We'll talk about another one here in a second. This is a great price. Paramount's killing it at $25.99 on Amazon right now. And you get the 4K, you get the Blu-ray, and you get the digital. There you go. Tommy Boy. A classic comedy. I hear about this one all the time. I didn't grow up with that one. Obviously, I was 3 when it came out. But a lot of people talk about that one. And then we'll talk about the Steelbook first. We've got a Steelbook here coming out. Very bright. Oh, well, if it loads... There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Nice bright yellow, minimalist, simple Steelbook, but looks pretty nice. If you want the Steelbook version instead, everything else is the same. 4K, Blu-ray, digital, same discs, but you get the Steelbook version. Paramount's been doing that a lot. Paramount's got a lot of irons on the fire. They've been doing the Paramount Presents versions, then they do the standard versions, and now they're doing like some of them get Steelbooks. I just found out recently about The Crow Steelbook that had it was like a digibook Steelbook. Did you guys see that? I think it went out of print almost immediately, but it was a Steelbook, but inside it had a book like built into it. It seemed really cool. I totally missed that when it came out. I've just got the standard here that I found at Barnes & Noble, but I would have loved to grab that one back when it came out because I like I said, I love a good booklet. Here we go. Moving on to the other one here, we've got Black Sheep, another team up of David Spade and Chris Farley, another comedy. This is just the next year, 1996, probably trying to recapture that Tommy Boy magic. I've heard this one doesn't hold up as well. But again, I don't know. I don't know for sure. That's an insane cover. Is there, I don't know. Yep. Oh, interesting. So this one's actually coming out from Kino Lorber. Interesting how that worked out, how they released them at the same time. It must just be an anniversary thing. I'm not sure why they came out at the same time. But this is coming from Kino Lorber, boutique label. They always do good work. They do very simple boutique stuff with just a slipcover. And that one is only $28 on Amazon right now. Or you can wait for a Kino sale. I think a Kino sale is coming up pretty soon. And that is going to do it for that row. We already talked about Baby Girl. I'm going to knock out these three, and then we'll talk to you guys in the chat. Another Kino Lorber coming out this week is The Glass Web. 3D. You get a Blu-ray 3D and a Blu-ray. This is from 1953. Always fascinating to me when you find out about these 3D movies that came out in the 50s. I also have Dial M for Murder back there, which also has a 3D version. This is a film noir. And for some reason, it was always film noirs that did this kind of, or at least crime dramas that did the 3D back in the day. But here you go. You got a nice slipcover for this one. Always go with the classic poster for like 50s and 60s films because the posters are perfect. Directed by Jack Arnold right there at the bottom. I love when they just used to put like yearbook photos of these actors on the photos or on the poster. Kind of silly, but it looks really good when you're looking at this kind of artwork underneath it. And that is a beautiful but heartless television actress uses seduction and tricks to blackmail the men in her life to a point where she could get killed herself. Look at that. Nice little 81-minute breezy film noir. Those are a lot of fun to watch. Noirvembers, of course, coming up at the end of the year. That could be one that you add to the list. And it's only $19 on Amazon right now. Very cool. And then we've also got Her Body coming out this week. This is from Film Movement. This is our first Vinegar Syndrome partner for the week. And it is very interesting. I was looking at this earlier. Slipcover and original pressing. Obviously, that's how they do things over there. There's the slipcover. That's kind of clever. It's got the gold medal. So this is about a Olympic competitor who gets injured, and it said it really well. I don't want to butcher the. She says her athletic career, however, unexpectedly comes to an end due to an injury because her body is the only tool she has ever used for success. Andrea finds a new use for it in the porn industry. She soon gains fame, independence, and the freedom to finally do what she wants, but in the end, she is forced to slow down. So that sounds like a heavy one, but it sounds interesting. Film Movement is a partner label that I've been meaning to get into forever. I'm kind of like leery of getting into it, though, because it seems like they put out a lot of good stuff, and I don't want another label that I'm collecting. But I've heard from you guys in the chat that's a really good one. They just put out The Power of Myth last couple weeks ago, maybe last month, that people really recommended to me. So that one sounds really interesting. It's a Czech film, which I've never seen a modern Czech film. I really like the 60s Czech films I've been watching, 60s and 70s. But it'd be interesting to compare that to a modern one. This came out in 2023. Seems pretty intense. I don't know how depressing it gets. I remember that episode of Black Mirror being extremely depressing, and it's like the second episode of the season. But who knows? Her Body. Maybe that's a really good one. Then also from Criterion, we've got Choose Me getting a 4K and a Blu-ray, 1984. Just a straight up romance drama film. Several lost soul night owls, including a nightclub owner, a talk radio relationship counselor, and an itinerant stranger have encounters that expose their contradictions and anxieties about love and acceptance. Directed and written by Alan Rudolph. So there we go. Two big Criterion pickups this week that just missed the cutoff for the flash sale. Let me know if you'll be picking those up in the chat and or in the comments afterwards if you're watching the replay. Let's see what people are saying about these new releases over here. I'll talk to you guys briefly, and then we got to jump right back into it. Marty, Paramount released the first 4K edition of Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow and Steelbook that included a digibook. The second reissue Steelbook did not. Okay. Maybe that's I think I might be conflating those things because I picked them up at the same time. I picked up The Crow and Sleepy Hollow. Maybe they did it for both, or maybe it just was Sleepy Hollow. Because I got the standard Steelbook, the re-release Steelbook of Sleepy Hollow that was black, and I think that one was white. That's so you can tell the difference. So I think I did get those things confused. We've also got Jeffrey Patron. Love to see a noir with a 3D release. Watch the 1953 version of I, the Jury that included a 3D version of the film. And I watched the 4K, though. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they can transfer the 3D to a 4K, or else they haven't. Maybe they can, but I've never seen that done. Dance Den says Black Sheep is basically an extended episode of The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob rigs graves to the mayoral election. Yeah, there's a lot of like 80s, 90s comedies that just kind of feel like extended Saturday Night Live sketches, which maybe don't hold up very well. Maybe they do. I don't know. You let me know. Kevin House, the 1954 musical Kiss Me Kate, also was released in 3D. That'd be pretty cool to see a musical like that. Midlife Media. Great name. That's a really great name. Her body's great. I know it looks good. I'm nervous to get into Film Movement because they put out so much stuff and I'm so behind and I don't want to feel pressure to like catch up. Evil Wax, I received my Criterion flash sale order today, all 4K. Punch Drunk Love, No Country for Old Men, Paris, Texas, 8.5 Performance, and 7 Samurai. That's a big haul, man, especially if they're all 4K. Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome. I did not get that many things. Maybe I did. I don't want to spoil it. I'll talk about it in a minute. We'll talk about it later. Internet user, ride the Film Movement wave. It beckons to you. So you guys are dangerous. You guys are bad influences. I'm spending enough money already. Your fiend, Mr. Jones, worked at a nonprofit performing arts center in Maine that screened the 3D versions of Dial M and Kiss Me Kate. Both are so much better in their original 3D format. That's really cool. I wish I had a way. Do you have to have like a special TV to watch those? Or do you... I don't even know what 3D was like back in the 50s. I have not looked into it at all. I need to look into that because it's always been interesting to me, but I've never done it. Brian also mentioned Kiss Me Kate. That's the craziest 3D movie he's ever seen. So odd that MGM made a musical in 3D. I saw it in 3D at the Castro Theater in SF many years ago. Wow. That seems like a pretty popular one. A lot of people talking about that one. Patrick Craig, very intrigued by Choose Me. Got to check out some reviews. Good chance I'll get it this year. Yeah, I'm at that point in my Criterion collecting where I also have to like do some research before I just jump in. When I first started, I was just like grabbing as many Criterions as I could, but I've got enough now that I can slow down and really focus on the ones I think I'm really gonna like. Henry says, I recommend The Reflecting Skin from Film Movement. David Lynch meets Days of Heaven. Oh, that's a wow. Bizarre coming of age masterpiece. I'm gonna have to add that one to my list. I love me some Days of Heaven. Bailey Walsh got her flash sale order today. Congrats. Roberts, DJ, have you seen the 60s Czech film The Shop on Main Street? So excellent. No, I haven't. Is that a Czech New Wave film? It might be if it's from the 60s. I think I've heard of that one. I've been doing some reading about the Czech New Wave, but I haven't seen it yet. No, I haven't. So thanks for the recommendation. All right, let's get back to it here. We've got an interesting release here. I saw this earlier today. I was like, Judas and the Black Messiah, how did this not get a 4K? Is this the first time it's got a 4K? But then you see right here at the top, audio corrected version, which is fascinating. So was this like a defective disc? I've never seen, this is usually like a boutique thing where they make defective discs and they correct it. But this is Warner Bros. This is Warner Brothers re-releasing Judas and the Black Messiah 4K Blu-ray combo pack with an audio corrected disc. Let me know, guys, if you know what was wrong with the original disc. I have not heard about that. I didn't hear what was wrong with it, but this is a big film from 2021. Speaking of Oscars, this was nominated for quite a few, I think. Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. There you go. It is coming out. And if you did get it, maybe you can get a disc. I don't think you can get a disc replacement for Warner Brothers stuff. Well, I guess we'll see, but you might just have to rebuy it. Hopefully it wasn't too big of an issue, but that's cool. That's cool that's getting fixed for those of you who didn't pick up the last one. I don't know why my nose is itching. Sorry, I keep rubbing my nose. We've got another Shaw Brothers set coming out. These things, we're up to 6 now. These sets are massive, and I don't know how people keep up with them because they're pretty expensive too. What are they? $170 retail, $135 right now on Amazon. Shout Factory again, releasing another big old box set, 11 Hong Kong action movies. And look at that box. The boxes are crazy. Like if you had all 6 of these next to each other on the shelf, it would look amazing. And I love the uniqueness of this box size too. That I don't see any other boxes at that shape. It's like a very interesting box shape. The artwork all around looks amazing. I, of course, have not seen any of these films. I don't even know if I have to rattle them off because I don't know if anyone has seen them. The Swordsman 3, the 12 gold medallions, the Black Enforcer, Duel for Gold, Finger of Doom, that's a great title, Nacha and the Seven Devils, Shadow Girl, Swordsman at Large, the Black Tavern, the Young Avenger, and Crazy Nuts of Kung Fu. That's my favorite. Finger of Doom and Crazy Nuts of Kung Fu. Both great. Solid titles. We've also got The Strings coming out from Shudder. I don't know. It doesn't say, I don't know if it's a Shudder original, but it is a 2020 film, 2020 horror film. And it's getting a Blu-ray. No 4K on that one, but there's a slipcover and original pressing. I like that. Shudder's interesting. The fact that it's a streaming service, but they also have their own boutique label, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty unique. I guess Criterion has the same thing, but they started with print stuff. I think Shudder started with a streaming service first. Then we've got Venom getting a 4K release, Blue Underground, 1981. Look at this. Look at this. What a crazy looking cover this is. I guess we're oh man, that Blue Underground logo gets me every single time. Ugh, it takes my breath away. That's not. I mean, it's time for an update. It's time for a rebrand. Blue Underground. You need a rebrand. I can whip you up a logo. 4K Blu-ray combo pack for Venom. Here you go. And 1981. Is that about snakes? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, big black mamba snake that has gotten loose in a townhouse, slithers through a kidnapping plot in this film. Wow, so we're just talking about snake venom. No symbiotes, no space aliens involved in that one. And then we've also got, again, from Film Movement, Two Faces of Tai Kato on Blu-ray. By a Man's Face, You Shall Know Him, and I, the Executioner. So a double feature, two films from 66 and 68, two 60s films from Film Movement. So they're all over the place. They're releasing a Czech film from 2023, brand new, and then they're releasing 60s Japanese films. I can't get a hold of them. I can't get my hands around them. They're going crazy over there at Film Movement. And I think there's like a Film Movement Classics also. There's like another label. I can't keep up with it all. I do the show every week and I still having trouble keeping up with everything that's coming out. It's a golden age of physical media, but it is destroying my, well, it's not destroying my wallet because I'm not letting it, but it could. It easily could. 12 pack 96. Did you see that Faster Pussycat Kill is back in stock on Diabolic? It's been out of print for years and normally goes between 400 and 600. I just bought a copy. Wow, I did not see that. That's amazing. I hate that there's going to be probably a ton of scalpers that just go grab them just to sell them. But that's weird. I wonder how they was there just like a box in the warehouse that got missed for years? That's so weird. I would love a lot of things to just come back into print on Diabolic out of nowhere that I've been trying to track down for years, because there's quite a long list of out-of-print stuff that the Deedster wants to get a hold of, and he has been striking out. Justin, what is one box set you don't own that you wish you did? What a great segue that I just did accidentally. Man, I could go on for days. We did a whole video, we did a whole live stream about this where I went on all these like out of print box sets that I really wanted, that are way too expensive and I'll never get my hands on. But I could do it again. I could definitely easily do another stream because there's been a bunch of things since then that I've been excited or interested. There's a lot of Eureka sets that I really wish I had been collecting. Eureka and Arrow Academy are the two biggest ones that I started collecting too late, and most of it is out of print already. There is the Trip to the Moon box set from Arrow Academy. My holy grail, like top of the list. I want it so bad. There was one on eBay for a while that was like $320 or something. Outrageous. I'm never going to pay that much for one 17-minute film, but I really, really want that. It comes with like a nice hardcover book. The Jacques Rivette collection from Arrow Academy is another big one that I really want to get my hands on. As far as Eureka goes, there's a lot of Buster Keaton stuff that I would really like to get my hands on. They did 3 films of his, and they did all the short films as well. Like they have 2 big box sets. Those are on eBay for like $500, $600. Outrageous. Never going to get my hands on that. A recent one that I really want to find, but there's none on eBay right now. If anyone's selling one, if anyone has this, let me know, because I will pay you a reasonable amount. I really want the Last Wave 4K from Peter Weir that came out from Umbrella, I think last year. Didn't even know about that movie, but I watched the trailer recently, and it looks exactly like my kind of thing. I think I'm going to like it just as much as I like Picnic at Hanging Rock, if not more. I really, really want to watch that. The Alexander Jodorowsky set from Arrow is also a really nice box set. There's so many. I could do this all day, but I'll stop there. But yeah, there's so many box sets that I just window shop eBay for and just look at them and just know I'll never get them. Sam Harper, what do you think about the Criterion Channel? Best $80 I ever spent, and you have 3,000 movies to watch. I've said it a million times. Criterion Channel is the only streaming service I will ever pay for. I love it. I don't use streaming services, but Criterion's awesome. You can learn about new things every single day for, like you said, $80 for the whole year. And there's so much stuff on there. And they're really cool about including all the supplements and the commentary tracks and everything from the discs. They also have their own original programming that has like big famous filmmakers coming on and talking about films that inspired them. They have like series of that. And they also have like curated playlists on there, like collections. I found out about several movies because they had like special collections on there. I think the first one I watched was like the Blue Christmas collection. It was like a bunch of depressing Christmas movies, but I found out about a lot of cool Christmas movies that way. And I also really like Criterion for something else that just completely flew out of my head. But I could talk about Criterion all day too. I like Criterion Channel. It's the only streaming service that I use. Although lately I haven't had as much time to use it because I got so much stuff to watch physical. And I always prefer to watch it this way than on the channel. But it's really good for stuff if you want to like sample it. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to say they're really good about putting things on there even though they're releasing the physical. Like a lot of streaming services, like you'd think they would drop it out so that you have to buy the physical. But no, Criterion is really cool, and they leave it on the channel, and you can watch it there and then see if you want to buy the physical. So that's really cool of them. I like Criterion Channel a lot. MG should get my Criterion order tomorrow. Ordered 15 titles. Wow. That's a big one. That's pretty big. I am going to read one more here, and then I'm going to jump back to the new releases. If I miss your question, please feel free to leave it again in the chat because I'm trying to keep up as well as I can, but I got a lot of stuff to talk about over here as well. Doing some multitasking as always. Jeffrey Patron, I really dig Film Movement classics and think you'd enjoy some of those releases. Yeah, that's another whole separate partner label that I'm interested in. I don't know if I can do it. I'm already trying to track down Arrow stuff and Eureka stuff and Criterion. Forgotten Jali, Volume 8. Look at all these volumes. We're getting so high on these volumes. We've got another Vinegar Syndrome box set here with, how many films are in here? 3 movies, only 3, but it's a nice big chunky box set for those big box set lovers. Rings of Fear, Reflections in Black, and AAA Masseuse. And Good Looking offers her services. I don't know why there are, I guess that's all one title. It's a really long title. These are 70s Jala films, and here's the cover of that. I can't tell what's happening. Oh, it's just a guy with a glove grabbing the girl's face. That's what's happening. It's cool. It's all right. I'm not showing it to you guys, though. Let me actually show you. There it is. There it is. Let's see if you can actually work the camera here. That's coming out this week. It's one of those big top loader box sets. I'm assuming there are 3 separate cases inside. I don't have any of those Forgotten Jali sets. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up at this point. They're all the way up to Volume 8. But Vin Syn cranking them out. And I don't know the prices on those. Obviously, you can't get those from Amazon. You're going to have to get those from Vinegar Syndrome site. But yeah, let me know if you have any of those and if those are worth picking up. Volume 8. They're really digging deep for those ones at this point. Then we've got another Severin release that doesn't want to load on my screen. It does have a slipcover, so maybe Delicatessen does have a slipcover. I can't tell. But this one, Fear in the Philippines, the complete Blood Island films. This looks amazing, but again, you got to watch out for those really nice artwork slipcovers where the artwork maybe is better than the film. I don't know. I haven't seen this film. It is, for some reason, it's listed as it's a bunch of films. It's 4 movies. Okay, that's why it's from 1959 and 1971. We got 4 films in a franchise. Assuming they're lower budget films, but I don't want to judge. I don't know. I haven't seen these films, but they look like a lot of fun from the cover. There's the cover that's under the slipcover. Look at that. What is that? We've got a mummy with a panther head. And then we got this guy taking off his head. It looks kind of a zombie film. I don't know I don't know what this zombie's doing to this woman over here. Doesn't seem like it's YouTube appropriate. I'm going to skip right past that. But there you go. You've got 4 films. That one is available on Amazon for cheaper. I don't want to keep dogging on Severin, but Amazon's really, really undercutting them these days. The Magilla Gorilla Show, the complete series Blu-ray. I love that Warner Brothers is still doing this. They've been going all in on these Hanna-Barbera shows, like they've done the Scooby-Doo stuff. I wish they would do more of the Scooby-Doo shows, because they've been doing all of these other stuff. They haven't done any of the Scooby-Doo shows. They've been doing all the other, like, adjacent shows. I guess they're trying to... I don't know if they're... Because Max isn't doing anything with... Actually, I think Max still does have the Scooby-Doo shows. Maybe they don't want to release those because they're big sellers on Max. I know my kids watch those. Whenever Grace gets Max for like a month to watch a show that she's interested... I think she actually has it right now because she's watching... White Lotus, so the kids will pop on Scooby-Doo. There's so many Scooby-Doo shows that have never been released, though. Like the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy show has never been released. Like, I want Warner Brothers to get on that. But this is a 60s show about a giant gorilla. I guess he's not giant. He's pretty big. He's got a bicycle. I mean, what more could you want? He's got a bow tie. He's got a little hat. Purple and green. Good combo. 569 minutes of this thing. It's only one season. Good gracious. There you go. Magilla Gorilla. Get him together with the Grape Ape. And you got a whole weekend of fun. Hookers on Davy, very different. Hard right turn there. Canadian International Pictures, 1984. Canadian International Pictures, another great partner label from Vinegar Syndrome. I actually have a few CIP titles. I don't have Hookers on Davy. This is brand new. Look at that. That's a very, again, what was all the minimal covers? I can't really get a handle on what this is. Oh, there we go. That's a lot more than that's more. That's a lot more than we were expecting. Slipcover and original pressing, you know the deal. I'm gonna have to go through these pretty quickly because the partner labels are all dropping their stuff at the same time. Not a lot of people know a lot about these titles. They're usually more obscure films, and we can't spend too much time on all of them. But we do have Memoir of a Snail coming out on Blu-ray from IFC Films. This is a big 2024 film, just came out last year. Stop motion animation from Adam Elliott. Legendary Adam Elliott. I've heard so many great things about this. This was on one of my most anticipated releases of the year, but thanks to you guys in the chat, in the comments section, you let me know that there is a box set of Adam Elliott's films coming out, I think from Australia. Shout out to you, sir, in the chat, Australia man. This is a really cool director that a lot of people love, and they love his films, and I have not had a chance to dive into it yet, so I'm actually going to wait and get that box set. I think I saw it on Diabolic or Orbit. I think they both have it, and it's not too expensive, and it's all of his films and all of his short films, so I'm gonna hold out for that. But if you want to get just this film, if you really liked Memoir of a Snail last year, that's getting a Blu-ray. And then they're also releasing a double feature. This was what was in my original video before people told me about the box set. We've got Mary and Max and Memoir of a Snail, both films from Adam Elliott. This is a double feature. Same exact. You can see that art style. I love the art style. I've never seen one of his films though. It's been on my list. Mary and Max has been on my list for a long time. And then I missed Memoir of a Snail last year, so I gotta get caught up. Love me some good stop motion. And then we've also got so much stuff coming out. Let me see if I can get a little more headway on this row, and then we will. Actually, that might be a good place to stop. Let me talk to you guys for a minute in the chat, and then we'll jump into this next row. We've got Radiance to talk about. We've got more Warner Archive. And more Kino Lorber coming right up. Don't touch that dial. Next up in the chat, what do we have? Let me scroll back up just a touch. Joshua Andrews, only ones not included in the Haneke set are Funny Games, 2007, and Happy End includes a ton of his TV work as well. Interesting that Funny Games is not there. I don't know if they got the rights to it or not, but it's got a Criterion release, so you're good there. 12-pack 96, I just found out that Network had an Arrow Blu-ray release after buying the regular Warner Bros. One. Should I double dip? Haha. I mean, there's a lot of things that I am tempted to double dip these days. It seems like all of the labels, like we just learned about Roadhouse, all the labels are, especially when you got like Australia labels and UK labels and American labels, it seems like a big, I don't want to say problem, but it might be a good problem to have, but a lot of labels are all releasing the same thing. It's like the rights go up, everybody grabs it, and then you gotta, I don't know, I feel like you gotta do a lot of research before you can decide. And sometimes they come out earlier, and then it'll come out closer to you, and then you could have just waited. So I don't know, man. It's hard to navigate. There's a lot of problems these days, but we got an overabundance of stuff coming out, which is probably a good thing. I'm just hoping the bubble doesn't break. Dan's Den thought of an even more bloody island of Dr. Moreau when I saw that cover for Philippines, and then I read a byline review that just said just that. Funny how that works. Oh, interesting. I like that story, so if it's like a play on that, that could be kind of fun. 12-pack. I'm excited for the Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 1 to come out in June. I saw that. I saw the news. That's pretty cool. Like I said, it's a little weird that they're kind of making you double dip. Speaking of double dipping, they're doing more Looney Tunes collections after they just did those first 4, switching gears. But hopefully they stick to the collector vaults and like get a lot more done with these ones. We've got Ethan Yeager. Memoir of a Snail was my favorite film of 2024. Definitely worth watching. Made me cry. Very beautiful film. I can't wait. Thanks for the recommendation. I'm looking forward to it. Beetlejuice. Does anyone know why Diabolic says they won't ship to CT? Do they not ship to the US? No, they absolutely. I mean, they're in the US. So that's weird. I don't know if there's like a state line thing or what, but I've bought from them and I'm in the US. That's pretty weird. Robert says Mary and Max, that's a totally different movie. Mary and Max is a great movie, has some sensitive themes, so not for small kids. Oh yeah, I wasn't planning on showing it to my kids. I always watch it first before I show it to them, especially stop motion. Like some of that stuff can be pretty terrifying. Some of the like Coraline and some of those studio films are very, very dark and can be pretty terrifying. Radiance Films, also another boutique that I love, putting out stuff this week. We've got The Eel coming to Blu-ray, limited to 3,000 copies, as always. This is their US line, so Radiance is doing US. I keep plugging that because I like that they're throwing some stuff over here. This is just a straight up Japanese drama film. A white collar worker, Yamashita, finds out that his wife has a lover visiting her when he's away. This is from 1997. Getting Drive My Car vibes. Suddenly returns home and kills her. Wow, never mind. This is not like Drive My Car. So it's like a little bit of a crime thing going on. Interesting. After 8 years in prison, he returns to live in a small village, opens a barber shop, and talks almost to no one except for the eel he befriended in prison. What is an eel? I'm assuming that is like a profession, or is it an actual eel? I need to know. He is reaching into a pond in this scene with a pink bucket, so maybe it's an actual eel. That took a turn. It's probably not an actual eel. Next up, we've got The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse getting a Blu-ray release. This seems really interesting. This is a Warner Archive collection, but it's 1921. They don't go back to the 20s very often, but I love when they do. And this is a silent film. Look at that. Look at that cover. It's just 3 guys pointing out the window, but it looks so dramatic. This is a drama. This is like a epic war drama. It is not a comedy at all. It's not. I mean, it says romance, so there's a little bit of romance in it, it looks like. But this is a fascinating description. It says, when his girlfriend's husband is blinded in the war, a wealthy Argentinian son is persuaded to enlist in the war effort, spurred on by a recruiter who believes that World War I is the beginning of the apocalypse. And this is like fresh off. 1918, just 3 years later, right after the war ends, we make this epic war movie that's like tying it into biblical like revelation and stuff. Pretty crazy. Fascinating. I've never heard of this film, but it's great. The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse is a great title, and I think I'm going to have to add that to my wish list. I'm going to bring back that segment. We haven't done that segment in forever, but I'm going to bring back my Amazon wish list at the end of this because there is some stuff here that I want to add so I don't forget about it because, like I said, this stuff's getting hard to keep up with. We also have a Walmart exclusive Steelbook for Tommy Boy. It's not that bright yellow one, but it actually has the original poster on it. Look at that. It's got the same as the slipcover. And what is this inside? Includes exclusive 2-sided poster. Walmart, stepping it up. Look at this. Walmart's including posters now. What world do we live in? What Walmart is doing boutique releases. This is bananas. Tommy Boy, 30th anniversary. You get a poster. It's like a little road trip. That is so cool. It's like a map. This is a road movie, so it makes perfect sense. I don't know who designed this, but good for you, Walmart. I mean, I'm not a big poster guy. They just kind of sit in the box, but hey, it's better than art cards. Limited edition 4K Steelbook with the Blu-ray, with the digital, and a poster. Go to Walmart, guys. See if you can find it. I won't, because my Walmarts are garbage, and I never find anything. But that's pretty cool. Good on you, Walmart. Diary of a Chambermaid getting a Kino Lorber release. Look at this. Look at this. a French film from Louis Buñuel. Oh, I just recently watched my first Louis Buñuel film just a couple weeks ago. Finally got into that box set from Radiance that I picked up. Have not seen this one. I've heard of this one, but I've never seen it. Look at this. Look at double duty on this beautiful artwork here. I don't know which one's the original. They look like both originals. These look like two different original posters. I'm going to have to look into this. If there's no other release of this, I'm going to have to go with the Kino Lorber because this looks awesome. Another one going on the wish list. That is a crime drama from 1964. A whole different... Buñuel apparently just did whatever he wanted. Very diverse, because the movie I just watched was Simon of the Desert, which is completely different than that, but I'm excited to check that out. We've also got another Warner Archive here, Sadie McKee from 1934. Again, going back to the 20s and 30s. As working girl Sadie McKee, Joan Crawford, wonderful, wears a maid's uniform. 2 maid movies in a row. Look at that. That's the theme. In this rags to riches tale, Sadie wins the affections of the singer she loves, the tycoon she marries, and the lawyer she grew up with. Wow. She is 3-time in it. I mean, it's Joan Crawford. What do you expect? Look at that. Another great poster. It's like actual cutout. I'm always fascinated by graphic design from this period, like way before computers, and they were literally like cutting out stuff and gluing it together. It's awesome. Love it. Another Warner Archive that needs to go on my wish list. We've got a few more here. Another Warner Archive called Hitman from 1972. This is another crime drama. Tyrone's brother wasn't the kind of man to throw his life away. Somebody killed him. And by that time, so many people dying this week. Tyrone crisscrosses LA and pieces together the crime. Lots of folks are going to pay. Look at that. That looks fun. I like the parts of the poster that are there, but I wish there was more. The white background's not great, but that's pretty cool. 1970 little fun crime drama. I don't know if it's fun. It could be very depressing, but it looks fun. I like the colors. All right, let's get back and see what people are saying. I've thrown so much at you. We got a lot of Warner Archive coming out. We got Kino Lorber. We got Radiance. This is the show, guys. We got to keep moving. There's so much stuff coming out. Michael Smith. I saw 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse live in the early 90s. A woman there saw it when it first came out in 24. Whoa. Wow, that's awesome. You saw it in the theater, I guess. That's really cool. Hitman was one of the first films I watched when I started watching TCM regularly in 2022. Love to see it on Blu-ray from WBA. It is the first one I watched in full, actually. Wow, that's awesome, Jeffrey. You got to pick up the Blu-ray. It's not that bad. I should have mentioned what the price is. Yeah, $25 for a brand new Warner Archive Blu-ray. Pretty good. Thank you, Ethan. Criterion put out The Diary, but only on DVD. Okay, that makes sense. There's so much stuff. I actually learned this. I learned out about a ton of new stuff when I was shopping for the Criterion flash sale. This is why it took me so long, and I didn't make my order till like the last minute, literally. But I was just looking at all this classic stuff in the earlier decades, and so much of it is just locked on DVD. Like Criterion has not, like, stop putting out 4Ks, Criterion. Move stuff to Blu-ray. Like, focus on that. So much stuff is stuck on DVD, and they're not even bringing it out. Dwayne the Rock Hudson says Sadie McKee is great. Looks like a lot of fun. Jeffrey says Clarence Brown could direct the hell out of a picture. Reply to Sadie McKee. Okay, so a lot of love for Sadie McKee. I'm gonna have to look more into that one. That one looks like a fun one to watch with Grace too. Dan's Den. George Armitage, who directed Hitman, has a weird career. He made Gross Point Blank with John Cusack and Miami Blues with Alec Baldwin. Well, thanks for the rundown, Dan. You should have your own show. Evil Wax 73 just watched Jean Renoir's Technicolor masterpiece, The River, on Criterion Channel. Speaking of Jean Renoir, so much of his stuff is stuck on DVD in the Criterion Collection. They have a lot more of his stuff than I knew about because it's all out of print DVDs. Bailey Walsh, I have to rewatch Diary of a Chambermaid. Watched it years ago, but don't think I was in the right mood. Started reading the book last year, but haven't finished it. Wow, this story is eluding you. Got caught up in other things. Well, I hope you finally settle down and enjoy that movie. It looks great. I mean, I don't know much about it. I just know the synopsis and the poster, but it looks really interesting. Internet user, speaking of Buñuel, did you see the trailer for Elle on the Janus Films channel? I did not. I don't even know if I'm subscribed to the Janus Films channel. I need to. That means it's coming to Criterion pretty soon, probably. There's usually a correlation between those two. I'll have to look into it. I'm excited to check out more of his stuff. I'm just dipping my toe in, but he seems like a director that's I'm really going to get into. He seems like a Pasolini or, you guys know my favorite directors, Eric Romer. 12-pack 96. For those who don't know, there's a Warner Archive sale on Movie Zing right now for 4 for $49. Hold the phone. I got to... Movie Zing, you say? Movie Zing. I don't even know what this site is. Thank you for sharing. Movie Zing. I'll have to look at that after the show. Again, I can't even keep up with all the sites selling movies. Oh, here we go. Look at this. He's absolutely right. We've got Land of the Pharaohs right here on Warner Archive. It's like the standard price, but I'm assuming if you add all four to your cart, then you get the sale. Well, thanks so much, 12-pack. And that's not a name I recognize. So if this is your first stream, welcome. Really appreciate it. Robert, Hitman is a blaxploitation classic. People get shot so many times, hence the title. And blaxploitation is a whole nother genre that I'm just like completely out of the loop. It's another huge blind spot for me. I did grow up with Bruce Leroy in wow, now I'm completely blanking. What is the film that I grew up with? I gotta look this up. Last Dragon, that's what it's called. My parents did show me The Last Dragon. Probably way too early, but I watched the crap out of Last Dragon. That movie is great. And that's more interesting to me because I'm not a big like gun, like action, I don't even know what you call them, like chase scenes with guns. Like, as you can see, I'm not an expert. I get kind of bored. I get kind of zone out when people are just shooting guns over and over. But The Last Dragon, not a boring frame in that movie. It's wonderful. No guns. Well, I guess there are guns because he catches bullets with his teeth. Spoiler alert. Patrick Craig, so many Criterion DVD only releases. I'm waiting for upgrades. Ziba Costa Gavras, Einstein's Sound Years, Francesca Rosi's films, etc. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. A bunch of French. A lot of French movies locked on DVD, which is annoying. We got Jean Renoir. We got Rene Claire. And there's like a bunch of stuff that I was looking at. Of course, like Spy Number 1 is a Jean Renoir film, and it's locked on DVD. All the way back to the very beginning. KB loves Last Dragon. Awesome. Finally, I got somebody. I have been holding out forever. I really need to just break down and buy that Steelbook. They came out with a 4K Steelbook like a few years ago, and I saw it at Best Buy one time, and I should have bought it. And then Best Buy imploded, but I love that movie. That's one I used to watch with my parents. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else I need to read before I jump back? I'll do Patrick Craig real quick. I recommend Superfly for a blaxploitation film. The soundtrack by Curtis Mayfield is one of my all-time favorite albums. Yeah, sure. Recommend some blaxploitation films to me. I was tempted by the big like box set that Imprint was putting out, but I was like, I don't need to jump in. I need to wet my feet first before I jump into like a giant $150 box set from Imprint. That's probably not where I need to start. We'll give you a sneak peek though. I do have some Imprint stuff coming. They are sending me a copy of the Dracula box set and the Jason the Argonaut set. So very excited to review those for you guys in the next couple weeks whenever they get here. They're coming all the way from Australia, so it might take a while, but I'm excited to get those opened up. Just got that email that they were coming yesterday, I think. Back to Kino Lorber, we've got the 10th victim. I don't know why it's saying 2K restoration there. That's kind of weird, but yeah, it's just a Blu-ray, standard 1080p, and there's the cover on that one. Oh, is that who I think it is? No, it's not. That is not who I thought it was, but I'm not upset about it. That looks great. What the heck is this? I got to read the synopsis on this. This is a 1960s film, a little thriller. Oh, it's got sci-fi listed? This is fascinating. I got to read this. It's the 21st century, and society's lust for violence is satisfied by the big hunt, an international game of legalized murder. Oh, but when the sport's two top assassins, a little bit of a dangerous game situation going on here, are pitted against each other, they find that love is most dangerous game of all. There it is. As the world watches, the hunt is on. Who will become the 10th victim? This sounds fascinating as well. 1960s. Is it French? It says foreign, but it doesn't have the language listed. I don't know why I immediately assumed it was French, but it kind of looks like a French movie. Maybe it's not. But that looks really cool too. I thought that was Catherine Deneuve at first when I opened it up, but it is not. But that artwork kind of looks like her. Another really cool one, Kino Lorber. I get so overwhelmed by Kino Lorber and Warner Archive because they put out so many movies every single week, and it's like no way I can watch everything. So I kind of get like, That's why I've been really appreciative to Sean for sending me some of these Warner Archives, because they've been on my list for a while. Speaking of, we've got Earth 2 getting a Blu-ray here. Another science fiction film. I just reviewed 2 science fiction films over the weekend. Those were East German films, though. This is right here in America, and it's also in the 70s, though. It came out right between those two. In the peaceful space colony called Earth 2, even toy guns are banned. But something far more dangerous threatens this ideal world, a Chinese satellite armed with 3 nuclear warheads. That's a little ironic. The citizens of Earth 2 decide to disarm the warheads despite China's warning that anyone who interferes will instigate a thermonuclear World War III. Man, we were already worried about, which that's crazy. 1971. Another space movie I'd never even heard of. Literally fresh off the heels of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Just a few years later. I feel like Warner Archive's putting out more stuff this week than they normally do, but we've got another re-release here of Desperado from Arrow. I think they had, of course, I think they did have a limited edition before, but now if you missed that, you can get the standard edition. Still $30 for actually, it's list price is $50. These prices are insane. List price for this 4K is $50. I don't want to promote Amazon, but it's right there. Amazon, $30. Links will be in the description for those, but man, these prices are nuts. Just a standard case, standard 4K case. Monogram Matinee, Volume 1 from Warner Brothers, another Warner Archive. Oh, are they starting like a vault? This is really cool. This is really cool. We got like a double feature here. Oh, wow, we got a triple feature. Is this like a short? I got to read all about this. This is fascinating. We've got the main feature is Mississippi Rhythm, and then the second feature is Western Renegades, and then plus Whip Wilson Crashing Through. I'm wondering if that's a full film or if that's like a series. No, it says 3 full movies. I love this. This is such a cool idea. Monogram Pictures, Monogram Matinee Volume 1. They've got it set up like the front of the theater would be when you see these, and they got the original posters here. This is really cool. I like this a lot. I didn't know they were doing this. So we've got a 3-movie collection for only $20. See, we're selling 1 movie for $70, and then Warner Archive over here selling 3 movies for $20. I don't know how great the movies are. They are second features and like third features, but that's really cool. That's a really cool concept. I hope they do more of those. It sounds like they are. They're on Volume 1 already. So it sounds like they're going to do more of those. Any other things to talk about here? I'm scanning quickly. We've got another Kino Lorber, Hijack Highway, getting a Blu-ray release from Kino Lorber. Another 1950s crime drama. There's the artwork on that one. I don't know why it says gas oil underneath. Is that like the subtitle? Hijack Highway Gas Oil. That's very strange. But another Kino Lorber 50s film. They say that seems like where they're staying this week. A lot of 50s stuff. And even earlier. Then we've also got from 88 Films, another label I have not even started collecting yet. Another one I'm intimidated by, but they've been putting out tons of Asian cinema, mostly like Hong Kong action stuff. And amorous, I almost said enormous. An enormous woman. No, it's an amorous woman of Tang Dynasty. There we go. It looks fascinating. I have no idea what it's about, but it looks like some pretty cool artwork from 88 Films. I know they do good stuff. Not to be confused with 101 Films. Then we've got another installment of Kino Cult number 28, Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. Kino Cult, that's like, a lot of the Kino Cult stuff has been horror movies, so that's pretty cool that we're getting a different kind of film in this set. And it's got a huge, look at it. Bobby Joe was a car hop. She wanted to be a country singer. He was a hustler who dreamed he was Billy the Kid. For a while, they had something, and then Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. There's a whole like first verse of a song on there at the top. 1976, another 70s movie. You can't get away from him this evening. And then we've also got anything else coming out. Anything else? We got a Blu-ray of Night Moves, a Blu-ray of The Brutalist, a Blu-ray of Baby Girl, a Blu-ray of Delicatessen. Obviously, all the 4Ks I mentioned are getting Blu-rays as well. But I think that's it for all the major releases. There's probably a couple other things down here. There is a Dance or Die from TerraVision. TerraVision's been putting out some big, nice, chunky box sets recently. Looks like a fun one there. That's a 1987 film. It says thriller, but I'm assuming it's more of a horror thing, just based on the artwork. Maybe not, but TerraVision is another one that I am intrigued by, but I don't know how well I would like the movies. but they do good work. They put out really good stuff. And I don't think the prices are as crazy as like Severn or something. Or even Arrow. Even Arrow's prices are pretty outrageous these days. All right, we are right past an hour. I think we've made it through all the big ones. There might be a couple other partner labels there if you want to talk about some more of those, but we've got 30 minutes to talk to you guys, and then I'll wrap this episode up. It's been a crazy episode. I feel like I'm already losing my voice, but let me know in the chat what you guys want to talk about. We will we'll talk about anything you want to, about the topic of movies or physical media or collecting. KB bought the Steelbook day one for The Last Dragon. I should have. I totally should have. I wasn't collecting Steelbooks at that time. That was when I took a break from Steelbooks. I'll make exceptions only if there's like no other option. And there is no other option. That 4K only got a Steelbook. Internet user, hopefully we get an upgrade on Z by Costa Gavras. Interesting cover. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I would love it if they would stop focusing on upgrading Blu-rays to 4Ks and started bringing the DVDs back in. That would be great. Avery, maybe Criterion should make some new box sets to update those DVDs. There are so many Renoir, Kurosawa, and Godard that are DVD only. Just do them all at once. Exactly. A Renoir set would be amazing. That would be really cool. And of course, like people go nuts for a Kurosawa set. That there was a DVD set of Kurosawa films that went out of print, and it's going for like $500 right now on eBay, maybe more. But if they brought that back into print, that would be a crazy month. Jeffrey says, I recommend strongly Coffee, and that's in that blaxploitation box set. Oh, okay. So you are trying to get me to spend all my money on imprint stuff. Thank you, Jeffrey. Robert Rogers, love the original Get Carter, but not for the Stallone one. LOL. Ethan says, Foxy Brown is my favorite blaxploitation film. Pam Grier was so incredibly sexy. Big fan of Pam Grier. Is Joe Ethan Edwards. Evil Wax, Sweet Sweetback's badass song is an amazing exploitation film. Great soundtrack as well. Wow. See, this is why I need a pen and paper when I'm doing this. I'm going to have to go back through and look at the chat again because you guys are throwing recommendations faster than I can write them down. Cinema Dame. I never know how to read that because you capitalize the M. Is it Cinematum? It's Cinematum. What are you talking about? 10th Victim based on Robert Sheckley's novel. Oh, pretty cool. Yeah, 10th Victim stood out to me again. We're going to do the segment here at the end. I'm going to add some, probably too much to my wish list, but there's some really cool stuff coming out this week. It's a big week for the month. March has been like up and down. A couple weeks were pretty low, especially the first week, but this is a big week. This is huge. And I'm sure there's going to be some crazy stuff in April as well. Henry, I'm expecting a Boonwell Criterion box set this year for the 125th anniversary. That would be amazing. And of course, they'll probably release all the films that I just bought. The box set will probably include all the ones I just bought from Radiance, because that's how it goes. Patrick Craig. Oh, 10th Victim is by Petri. Nice. I just watched Investigation of a Citizen Above Suspicion. So it's Italian. It's not French. That's the director that we just bought, Investigation. Grace bought it in November. So that means it's Italian. Okay. That intrigues me even more, because outside of Pasolini and what's the other one that I watched? I can't. Oh, Il Sorpasso. Outside of those two, I think it's outside of that director and Pasolini, I don't think I've seen a lot of Italian stuff, and those are very different directors. But yeah, I'd love to see more Italian stuff. I'm actually thinking of doing a Pasolini marathon this coming up week. I'm gonna do. I guess I can announce this. It's not really an announcement. There's only 75 people here, so I'll do a video about it later because I want to get you guys in on this. I want some people to watch it with us. But me and Connor, both of us, have the Pasolini box set, and we are going to do Pasolini Passover, and we are going to watch, because Passover, it's perfect. Passover is 9 days. It goes from the 12th to the 20th. I can't remember the exact dates, but it's 9 days, and there's 9 movies in the Pasolini box set. So we're going to do like a 9-day marathon. He's obviously on the other side of the country, so it's going to be a virtual thing, but we're going to watch them all together. Not together. We're going to watch them all each night and then talk about them together. And I'd love to get you guys on that too and talk to you guys and get your opinions, because I've had that box set since the last flash sale, and I have not broken into it yet. And I really want to do that because there's several films in that set that I still haven't seen. Let's see. Patrick Craig is talking to Evil Wax. Everyone's talking to everyone. I love it. Keep the community going. I'm going to try to stay out of your conversations. Warbrer, I need 3 Radiance titles to have them all. Oh, whoa! You have the whole... What? You're like Tracy Letts. You have the whole Radiance collection already? Now, do you have the limiteds or you wait for the standards? Because those limiteds are pretty pricey, especially the box sets. I really want to get those noir box sets. I have the volume 1, but there's like 2 more already now. 3 Radiance titles to have them all. Well, tell us which ones you need. That's awesome. Internet user Earth 2, why haven't we gotten Earth 3 to complete the trilogy? Warbear, I love the old-time B-Westerns. Mark says, I may pick up the cinematograph of Last of the Red Hot Lovers when I go to my Vin Syn store this weekend. I'm so jealous of you guys that have Vin Syn's like physical stores. Jeffrey is always talking about his Vin Syn store. Like it's a brick and mortar store and they have all that stuff in print. He finds Deaf Crocodile stuff there all the time. Speaking of, I just finished my Deaf Crocodile collection. I got the last one I needed, which is Delta Space Mission. Finally added that to the collection. I shot a whole video where I went through the entire Deaf Crocodile collection. That's already shot. I'm going to get that edited and up. So if you're interested in that label at all, or if you just like people going through big, complete collections, that video will be coming soon. So stay tuned for that. Evil Wax, The Mac is another great blaxploitation movie that even had Richard Pryor in it. And your comment disappeared. Highly influential. Very cool. Robert says, Monogram was considered the Poverty Row film studio. I don't know if I have ever seen one of their films. Oh, okay. Maybe something that's more interesting to learn about as like a film history thing than actually great films, but I'm sure they turned out some great films. You don't need a budget to make great films. Jeffrey says, Neil Simon adaptations on physical media are lacking in my opinion, and that's why I'm so excited for the next cinematograph release, Last of the Red Hot Lovers. Yep, already mentioned. Someone already mentioned it. Cinematograph, highs and lows for me, and I feel like I'm out at this point, but I'm glad that there's some people. I think Jeffrey's almost complete. I think Jeffrey has most of them, if not all of them. I know he's missing Red Rock West, but he's got a really, really great cinematograph collection. I feel like I'm somewhat responsible for that, Jeffrey, so sorry about that. Baloney, looking forward to tomorrow. I'm getting Choose Me, The Glass Web, and The Boy with the Green Hair. What a coincidence. I got The Boy with the Green Hair right here. This was just sent to me. I talked about it last week, but Sean sent me this. Where are you getting The Boy with the Green Hair from? Are you getting Warner Archive version, or is there a different version? Or is that that's so random that you're just picking that up? Kevin House, speaking of Romer, I recently received my order of Eric Romer's Tales of the Four Seasons. I got it for a great price and can't wait to start watching. I've never seen them. Oh, you're in for a treat, my friend. They are great. You got to start with Spring because I actually started with Spring. That's the first one I watched. Are you going to just watch them all through? Or are you going to wait for the seasons? Because they're perfect. I guess you could watch them all through and then maybe watch them again when the seasons change. Spring is my least favorite. So if you get into it and you're not crazy about Spring, don't worry. The other 3 are a step up, I think. Maybe some people like Spring. I'm sure they do. Internet user, my Criterion haul came a day early. I got the 4Ks of Workmeister Harmonies, Gummo, The Wages of Fear, and The Trial. All good picks. All good picks. I haven't seen Gummo, but that's some solid 4Ks. Baloney, are Warner Archive titles made on demand? I don't think so. I mean, they just sell them on Amazon. I don't think they are. They definitely had a lot of those in print. Steelbook Obsessed is here. What's up, Jake? How's it going? I'm planning on watching 50 foreign films in 2025. Any recommendations? I have loved Delicatessen and Don't Torture a Duckling the most so far. He's already seen Delicatessen. Yeah, I saw you did a review of that. I'm pumped for Delicatessen. Yeah, I could recommend a ton. It's hard to just, I don't know. I could recommend a ton of French films, Czech films. Like I said, some Italian films. There's so much stuff on my Criterion wall back there. I need to do another Criterion recommendation video because I like doing those, but I never know which ones to talk about because I can go in so many different directions. I should have done one when the flash sale happened. That's what most people do. Let me plug in my phone before it dies. Wait, it is plugged in. Why is it? Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to unplug for a second. Don't go anywhere. All right. Not going to be good if the camera cuts off like 15 minutes right before we get out of here. Dwayne The Rock Hudson asking the group, aside from A Tale of Springtime, which I loved, what are some Romer movies that take place in spring? I don't want to watch the movies out of season. That's basically it. He makes like all summer movies. Like most all of his movies take place in summer, except for 2, which take place in winter, which is A Tale of Winter and My Night at Maud's. But yeah, like a lot of his stuff takes place in the summer. I really liked it. I think, what's the one with the 2 girls that I haven't watched yet? I wish I had my Eric Romer box set behind me. But there's one that I think takes place in spring. But it's a really hard one to get. It's only available in like the big box set, so maybe that one's not a good one to recommend. But it's part of his. It's later in his filmography. I don't think it's even part of his comedies and proverbs. Oh, I'm never gonna remember the name of it. It's just two girls' names. Yeah, it's really late in his career. I'm gonna have to find it. But yeah, La Collectionneuse and Pauline at the Beach. They're both summer movies. A Summer's Tale is a summer movie. The Green Ray is kind of pretty much a summer movie. A lot of his comedies and proverbs all take place in the summer as well. You've got, he's got a lot of summer movies. I cannot remember what that movie is called, and the Wikipedia is of no help right now, but I'm sure you guys will remind me in the chat. But I think that's a spring one. It's like the adventures of Raynette and Maribel, I think is what it's called. But it's a hard one to get your hands on. Jeffrey, DJ, how familiar are you with Italian police? Not even familiar enough to say the name. Poliziotesco films, are you? And anyone in the chat, what are your favorite films? I'm not familiar at all, so hopefully the chat can help you out. Marty, DJ, when it comes to Steelbooks, do you ever take the artwork into consideration versus buying the standard edition? If the standard edition is lousy art and you see the Steelbook as original art, who wins? Great question. I do actually. Like that is usually like the deciding factor. If it's like a Lionsgate Steelbook or something and they put like that extra effort into it and there's a slipcover and everything and they put some work into it, I've got a couple of those. Like I picked up, especially if there's two versions. Prime example, last year I picked up the Last Unicorn Steelbook over the slipcover because the slipcover was just like generic black Shout Factory slipcover, but the Steelbook is really nice, really cool artwork. And my daughter loves that movie, so I'm glad I went with the more colorful, like better artwork version. But yeah, that's usually the deciding factor. If it's one or the other, or if the Steelbook's the only way, like if it's Sony and the 4K is the Steelbook's the only way to get it. But yeah, that's definitely something I do take into consideration. I just prefer, I don't know, 99% of the time it's going to be on the shelf, so all I see is the spine, and Steelbook spines just look terrible. I don't like to look at them. MG, the Criterion DVD box set on Kurosawa is so beautiful, considered buying and could swap out discs, but too expensive. Yeah, you could put the Blu-rays in there. That'd be fun, but it's outrageous. People know what they have if you find anyone with that, and they're not going to sell it for less than like $500. Brian, I hope Criterion will release a 4K of War of the Gargantuas, the only kaiju movie that actually scared me as a kid. I've heard of that film. Doesn't that have... Am I completely making this up? Doesn't it have West Side Story Kid in there? That was on Max when like it was still HBO Max. It does. It has Russ Tamblyn. What a weird movie. I started that on HBO Max, like when HBO Max first started, but I never finished it. It did look pretty creepy. I'd love to get that as well. I think there's just a standard Blu-ray of it, though. But that would be a fun Criterion release. It seems like they're doing more kaiju stuff lately, so that'd be cool. Ethan Edwards says Rossellini is the great Italian director to explore. Yes, I have several of his films on my list. Avery, you said you only pay for Criterion Channel, but do you use Canopy? It's through your local library, and they have things you can't even rent. Highly recommend. I've looked into Canopy before. I don't think I could get it to get it to work with my library. My library is a little weird, but I need to try that again. But again, I don't need any streaming services because I have so much physical stuff that I still need to watch. So I haven't been on the lookout for any other stuff. But I've heard, a lot of people recommend Canopy. It seems like it's pretty cool. Evil Wax, hopefully you're not including Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom in your Pasolini marathon. No, it's not in the box set. The box set is Pasolini 101. It's his 60 films only. Not 60 films. It's his 1960s films. And it's 9 films. He made a lot of movies in the 60s. He was very prolific. And then he slowed way down, and he only made like a few more films with the Trilogy of Life and Salo, like you just mentioned. So no, that will not be on the list. Not very Eastery. I don't want to end on Salo. We're going to end on whatever the last film in the box set is. Warbear, they need... he needs World Noir 1, The Hot Spot, and Welcome to the Dollhouse. Well, I don't want to brag, Mr. Warbear, but I have World Noir 1 and The Hot Spot. They're great. solid releases from Radiance. But there's a ton of Radiance that I need. I can't believe you have an almost complete collection. I don't have Dollhouse though, but good luck. I hope you can complete that. Get those last 3. There's nothing like completing a collection. I've never done it before. I just completed my Deaf Crocodile collection. It was pretty nice. It felt pretty good. Patrick Craig, if you're looking for a modern Italian film, The Eight Mountains from Janus Contemporaries was beautiful and moving. I've picked that one up on so many sales. I didn't realize it was an Italian film. I think John recommended that to me. Among my favorite discoveries from Criterion the last few years. Yeah, it's a Janus Contemporaries. They put some cool stuff in those Janus Contemporaries. It's interesting for sure. Bailey Walsh, these streams always have me opening a bunch of tabs, marking things in wish lists and letterbox lists. It is. It's a whirlwind. I barely remember. I talk about so many movies on these things. It's really hard to keep everything straight, but I really do appreciate the recommendations. And I need to start adding stuff to my wish list. We've only got about 10 minutes left here. Warbear DJ, you got me into Radiance. Imprint is another label I wish I had known about years ago. Same, man. There's so many Imprint releases that are out of print. Luckily I tracked down the big Harryhausen sets, because those are the big expensive ones. But you've also got those Hammer box sets that are really expensive now. The Columbia Noir sets, for some reason, like I want them so bad. They look really cool, but they are all over $100. Sometimes you can get some of them for like 80, 90, but yeah. But it's not a bad deal because there's 6 movies in there, so it's not like you're paying 80, 90 bucks for one movie. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck. I just can't pull the trigger on that much all at once, but I need to. I really want to get those box sets, but I didn't know I turned you on to Radiance. That's amazing. I wish I got a cut. I wish they would give me a cut for that. I got you guys a customer, Radiance. Come on. What you do? I can't get Radiance to send me anything. I asked them, but I don't think they do review copies. I can't get him to. I know some people get Radiance titles. I have to talk to Steelbook Obsessed about this because I know he gets a lot of Radiance stuff, but they do it. I think they do it through a distributor though, not straight from Radiance. I think it comes through, what is that other distributor's name? MVD? I think they get Radiance stuff from MVD, which I also don't have any contact with, but that'd be fun because I really like Radiance, but between Radiance, Criterion, Indicator, Curzon, BFI, like there's so many labels that I can't keep up with everything. Warbear, DJ, if money were no object, is there a line that you'd to have a complete set of, that you'd like to have a complete set of, I'm assuming? Of course. Definitely. I mean, I'd like to have Criterion, but that's insane. I don't think I would, because that's too many. And there's stuff I would never get around to. But some of the smaller labels, like I would like to have Radiance. But again, there's stuff that I don't know that I'd watch. That's actually a good question. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know if there is, because every label puts out stuff that I'm not super interested in. Deaf Crocodile is the one that's like small enough that I can kind of justify all the releases. But like you said, Eureka, Indicator, I would love to get all of Indicator, but there's some stuff that's like crossed over, especially Eureka. Like when you get into those UK labels, there's a crossover with Criterion. There's a bunch of like repeat pickups that you would have to get. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to own several versions just because they're from different labels, even though sometimes the supplements are different. I'll give you this though. There is a line of Curzon releases, like the big box sets, like you see the Three Colors trilogy right there. And I've also got the Bellatar one right there. Those sets, like those big director box sets, I'd love to have all of those. There's a Lars von Trier one. It's on Diabolic right now for like $176. And I know it's worth it because it's so many of his movies. It's almost all of them. I think it's only missing like a couple of his films, but it's a lot of money. I can't drop all, I can't bring myself to drop all that. There's also, there's one by Triangle of Sadness guy whose name is... Why is Google so bad at showing you the crew? They show me the cast, but they're not showing me the crew, and I'm going to kick myself. Ruben Östlund. Yes, Ruben Östlund. There's a box set from... That's another one that's out of print, and nobody's selling it. Nobody wants to get rid of it. If anyone has the Ruben Östlund Curzon box set, I would love to get that one in the collection. That's a big holy grail for me right now, because I love Triangle of Sadness, and I just watched Force Majeure, one of his other films, over the winter break, because it's a very wintry movie. It's right there when you type it in. And I want to watch The Square. Like, that's all of his films that he's made so far in that Curzon box set. Love to get all those Curzons. And I also want to keep up with the Curzon like hard boxes that they're doing. Like they did Paris, Texas. They're also doing Orlando coming out soon. I think it's already available for pre-order. That's a movie that I've wanted to see for a long time. Ever since I watched that crazy bizarre Orlando film that was on, I saw that on Criterion channel. I wish I had Letterboxd open because it's so much better than Google. Every time I try to look up stuff, it is just no help at all. But there's an Orlando film coming out from, it's the same like exact series, like you said, like a complete set from Curzon. I love to get all those. BFI is doing hard boxes now. I really want to get the Chronos 4K that they just released. I've heard it's much better than the Criterion version. There's a lot. There's too much. So if money were no object, then space would be the problem, obviously, because there's a ton of space. Robert, the Green Ray is definitely summer. The girl is going on vacation in August, I think. Yeah, it's definitely summer, but she does go like up to the mountains and ski for a little bit. So there's like a little bit of snow vibes going on for a little bit. But yeah, mostly takes place in summer. Most of his movies do. He loves summer. I don't know what it was. Evil Wax, I didn't realize that the director of Amelie directed a very long engagement. Seems like it was going to be more of an epic movie a la The English Patient. Okay, I don't know where that was coming from. Brian, War of the Gargantuans is currently on the Criterion channel. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I wish that was an indication that it was coming into the Criterion collection, but it's not, because they have so much stuff that comes and goes on there that doesn't end up. Henry Romer's Four Adventures of Raynette and Mirabelle is what you're trying to remember. Exactly. I got most of the words in there, but I forgot Four Adventures. I think that takes place in spring, but it might be in summer as well. I haven't seen that one yet. Tired Boy DJ, is the Criterion To Sleep with Anger in your Amazon wish list? I don't know. I don't think so. It's definitely not. I don't usually put Criterions in my Amazon wish list because I buy those. I don't usually buy Criterions from Amazon. I either buy them from Barnes & Noble or from the site. So the only reason I'll put a Criterion in there is I just don't want to forget about it. But now Criterion has like their own like wish list feature. Well, they've always had that, but they also have like a collection feature, which I spent way too much time on over the weekend, like trying to add all of my films to it, just so I could keep like a running tally of what I've got. I think I'm up to like 340, 350, somewhere around there. I can't remember exactly. Releases. It doesn't count all the movies, like, because one of those is the Bergman box set with like 30 movies in it. But it is, it's nice to have a little tally and you can see everything you've got. I'm nowhere like there's like 1,200 something titles from Criterion, so I'm nowhere near. I'm never gonna get there, but I got a pretty sizable Criterion collection at this point. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Michael Smith says Four Adventures has a Kino Lorber release. I knew they did a couple Romers last year, but I didn't know they did that one. Let me pull up. While I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and pull up. See, there's Letterboxd. Helpful. So here's the channel. We're going to go to the Amazon wish list. I definitely do not have To Sleep with Anger in there. Look what I just added, though. I found out through you guys in the chat. Thanks again. Nanook of the North has a 4K, or not 4K, a Blu-ray. This is another one that's locked on DVD from Criterion. Nanook of the North has a Blu-ray from Flickr Alley. It's very old. I think it came out in like 2011 or something. But yeah, I just had to add that in there because they're releasing King of Kings from Flickr Alley, which is another Criterion that's locked on DVD and will probably never get a Blu-ray. So I'm going to buy a couple of Flickr Alley releases. I need a sale. I need a Flickr Alley sale because they're so expensive. They're usually like $40 and they don't come down. But I added that. Let's go ahead and see what we want to add from this week, though, because we haven't done this in a while, but I feel like it was a big week. We don't need to add the Brutalist. That's already here. Delicatessen. I'm going to go ahead and add Delicatessen. I don't know if I'm going to get it from Amazon. Look at that, $35. $35 versus $50. I hate to do it, Severin, but I'm going to add this to the wish list. That is, I feel like I'm letting down the boutiques, but that's a big difference. And I really want to watch this movie. And I cannot spell Delicatessen to save my life. Holy hell. What the heck is the... Oh, there it is. It's right there. Good thing I don't have to spell for a living. Or type. My typing might be even worse. Delicatessen 4K. There it is. Gotta add that. I can't believe I haven't added that to the list already. There it goes into the wish list. Let me know what you guys are most excited about. We'll finish up this little stream. Oh, you can see. Oh, interesting. It's not showing you this tab. It's only showing you the Blu-ray tab. What's up with that, Criterion? Or what's up with that? I'm going to have to try to fix that. I want you guys to see what I'm doing here. Let me just redo the display capture. There we go. Must have been when I unplugged my phone earlier. But there we go. We've got added to the wish list. We're going to add it to the movie list. That's one I got to get. That's going to be like, oh, it thinks I should add Flow and Mickey 17 as well. No thanks, Amazon. Not right now. I'll wait for the Criterion on that one. But then we've also got, what else do we have? Delicatessen is the one I'm most excited about. Seems like my thing. We've also got Her Body, but that's not from Amazon. I would have to go, oh, it is on Amazon. Interesting. Do you guys know the rules with that? Like some Vinegar Syndrome ends up on Amazon and some of it ends up, some of it doesn't. Some of you have to buy from the site itself. I don't know what the rules are with that. But that one is one of them. I was also interested in the Glass Web, has a 3D. I don't want to add too many things, but I do like a top 5 or something. This was a fun segment that definitely Diaper Chambermaid. Got to add that one to the list. I'm going to have a million tabs open by the time I finish this, but that was top 5, I think. I think I'm interested in that one. And what else do we have? What else this week, guys? What else came out this week that we could pop in the list? What is the most exciting thing that came out this week? There was one of the, I guess, 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I'm not going to add Night Moves. I'll add that to my Criterion wish list. But look at this stuff. Look at this. All right, let me answer questions while I'm doing this. I'm getting distracted. And you guys are asking questions over here. Ooh, great question. This is a juicy one here. Avery, have you ever regretted a Criterion blind buy? I don't think I've ever regretted a Criterion blind buy, but there's definitely been some that I've been like really excited to check out because of all the hype, and they did not live up to the hype, but not many. It's a pretty safe bet when you get into Criterion. I will say, and this is going to get people mad at me, I did not have a great first watch of Brazil. Maybe it's one that I need to watch again. I'm not going to get rid of the Criterion. I am going to hold on to it and give it another watch because I like to at least give it a second try. But could have just been the mood I was in, or maybe just expectations. That always plays a role in it. I like Brazil. It wasn't like, because everyone like holds that up as like his greatest achievement and it's one of the best sci-fi dystopian films ever made. I liked it, but it didn't blow me away. Another Criterion that didn't blow me away was Watermelon Woman. I picked that one up day one when it came out. Came out the same day as After Hours. I picked both of those up. Again, I liked it fine. It wasn't like, Criterion kind of sets the bar so high, like they give you these, like, I don't know, they give you these experiences that most of them I like remember forever, and they have a really big impact on me. So when it doesn't hit like that, it's like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have picked that one up. But again, I want to give them second tries. Not everyone can knock it out of the park. Obviously, everyone has their own sensibilities and tastes, and some things are going to resonate with you more than others just based on your own personal experience. So there's been a few. Another one that I hate to say was A Brighter Summer Day. Like, we saw that one in the theater, and that's another one that everyone's like, one of the greatest movies of all time, like, incredible. And it was one of those ones that I was like, that's a really great, it's kind of this, I don't even know if I want to, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's one of those movies that shows you how society as a whole can just like completely break down a character. It's very tragic and very sad, and like it had an impact on me, but it was not it's not supposed to be enjoyable, but it was like one of those ones where it's like 4 hours long and it didn't justify that to me. Like, I liked it fine. I think I gave it like a 3.5. Like I gave it like a 7 out of 10. But it wasn't my favorite. And that's one that I did blind buy. So yeah, there's a few here and there. Never one that I was like, wow, that's a terrible movie, but like some that I maybe should have watched on the channel first because it's just not exactly my thing. But yeah, that's a great question. We got SLC here. Just put in a huge Warner Archive order. Thanks to whoever mentioned it, DJ. Yeah, thank you to whoever did that, because a lot of people are very excited about that. I'm going to look at it right after I get off the stream. Got You and Grace 5. Whoa! Got You and Grace 5 titles. If I can ship them your way, We'll email you after the live. Yeah, I don't know if I have a way to do that, but the Amazon wish list is definitely the best way to do that. But I don't know if there's a sale on, what is it, Zing? Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but we'll figure it out. MG, I wish that Curzon Lars von Trier box set had Dancer in the Dark. Yeah, that's like the big one that people are upset that it's not in the box set, but hopefully we'll get a good Criterion, or like a good boutique release of that one, so you can pop it in there. War Bear says money isn't an object. You'd have plenty for more space. Yeah. I'll just put an addition onto my house in this scenario. JT, DJ, I know you have an Amazon wish list and have received gifts from viewers. Does Grace have a wish list as well? No, she doesn't. That's I'll have to, I don't know if we can start a separate one. Maybe I could. That'd be kind of fun. Thanks for I didn't think about that. But I should do that. I mean, she has some stuff that like we're both interested in that's probably in mine. But it might be kind of fun to give her her own wish list. That'd be cool. Thanks for the tip, JT. Because we definitely have very different tastes sometimes. Marty, do I have too much physical media? No, it's the shelves that are the problem. It's always the shelves, man. Baloney has to go. Good night, Baloney. Good. Thanks for popping in. Tired boy. Add to Sleep with Anger to the wish list so I can send it your way. Okay, will do. Will do. I'm fine receiving Criterions from you guys.
Nell'Officina del Nonsense, and I remember very fondly that as soon as Alessandro arrived to Casa Italiana as a visiting graduate student from Pisa,
what's happening? There's someone talking, and I don't know who it is.
Beautifully in a video that we were preparing for that exhibit.
Hold, please.
And talking about activities of Casa Italiana and videos.
Speaking of Italian,
a very long presentation for
what is happening?
Professor Aramejan. But I'm going to keep it very short because you find the list of his publications and many awards and fellowships that he received.
I can't find out where this guy's coming from.
In the world, on our website by clicking on his name. I just want to remember very quickly.
There he is. Hold please, sir. I was listening to a lecture earlier on Pasolini, and he was in a closed tab. And when I tried to open a tab to add that Criterion to my wish list, I got him talking in my ear again. Sorry about that. That was ridiculous. He was speaking Italian for a little bit. All right, let's get back to the chat. This is going off the rails. We've already passed an hour 30. If I had stopped the show on time, that wouldn't even happened. So you got a little bonus there. You got a little bit of my Pasolini lecture. And I'll try to add some stuff to the list because I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because we got off track there. But I'm glad I did because you guys were asking some great questions. I guess what else do I want to add? I think I'll probably add. Yeah, I got to add that Four Horsemen movie, and I think there's a couple other things. But yeah, it was a good week. It's a good week, guys. Thanks so much for all the great questions. War Bear says I liked Time Bandits over Brazil. Scott Travis also prefers Time Bandits over Brazil. Let's see. Patrick Craig, I like Brazil a lot, but it's definitely not for everyone. Surprised about Brighter Summer Day. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, and it could have just been like that day. Like, who knows? We saw it in the theater, so I was hoping that was going to be a great experience. It's one that I really liked, but it didn't make the top of my Criterion list. And it could have been expectations. Like a lot of people told me that was like one of the best Criterions they ever watched. So expectations always plays a role in it too. But I'm down to give anything a second chance. Although that is 4 hours long, so I was hoping that I loved it the first time because it's hard to find time to watch those again. Mark says, please give Brazil another crack. Jonathan Pryce is priceless. Yeah, and I will. Especially that one. That's like a nice. It's a Terry Gilliam film, so I do want to try it again. Marty says Gilliam is not everyone's cup of tea. Yeah, and I have a hard time with Gilliam. Like, it goes back and forth. Like, it's not even back and forth. Like, it's there in every movie. There's stuff I really like. I really, really like. Like, he's got very similar sensibilities to me. He's like pulling from Carol Zeman and stuff, and other filmmakers that I like. But then also there's that, I don't know, his comedy sensibilities are different from mine. So there's stuff I really, really love and stuff that takes me out. So but I've only watched all of his stuff once each. So I really need to get. I feel like those will grow on me on a second chance. I think the one I liked the most might have been Adventures of Baron Munchausen. But even in that, there's like that long extended scene of Robin Williams just screaming his head off for like 5 minutes. And I was like, this is a little much. But I liked that one quite a bit. But I will give Brazil a second chance. Don't worry. I don't ever like swear off a movie just because I had a mediocre experience with it. JT, I hope it's possible. I would love to send her something I know she has been looking for. Okay, cool. I'll see if she wants to throw a wish list together. She'll be excited about that. Craig says To Sleep with Anger is great. Same director as Killer of Sheep. That's coming soon. Danny Glover is amazing in it. Okay. And coincidentally, Ethan just saw the Criterion of To Sleep with Anger at Goodwill, but it was a library copy in terrible condition. Those always break my heart to see like the library copies with like 1,000 stickers all over them and just like completely destroyed. But you still get the disc, so it's pretty cool. Evil Wax says Time Bandit scared the crap out of me as a kid, and I've never returned to it. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people saw that. And there's another film, I think also from Terry. I don't think it is from. I can't remember if it's from Terry Gilliam or not. But there's another film also around the same time as Time Bandits that's also about like kidnapping children that I feel like freaked a lot of people out. Patrick Craig says you'll probably like Yee Hee more than A Brighter Summer Day. Yeah, John's been really wanting to watch that one lately. So I definitely want to, and I want to pursue more of his films because it wasn't the directing. Like the directing was amazing. It was just, and I think Expectations was a lot of it too because Grace went into that kind of, and I don't want to spoil anything. So spoiler warning if you don't want to know anything at all. But Grace went into that thinking it was because they highlight the crime aspect of it in the description on the back. So she went into it because she loves that kind of crime aspect, but it's not a crime film at all. And that's the fact that you know that going into it really kind of spoiled because that's kind of, I don't want to say anything, but that's kind of the. And then if you know that going into it, she went in with like the complete wrong expectations because it's a very different kind of slow character study about this kid. And it's kind of like an anti coming of age story. It's like a decline. It's a lot of things. And I'm sure I would like it better on a second viewing with my expectations adjusted, but it's just a big commitment. It's a big commitment. 12 pack is Hundreds of Beavers on your wish list. Didn't see it on there. Can't recommend it highly enough. No, it's not, sir, because I got it right here. Just came in this month. This will be on the March collection update. Finally checked that one off the list. Great movie. I agree with you. You guys are keeping me talking because you're asking a bunch of questions, and I don't mind because I'm enjoying it. I would love this show to go like 2 hours, or even longer. But I just got other stuff I got to do for the channel, so I gotta edit and stuff. But I love talking to you guys. It's always a good part of the week. Marty, isn't Labyrinth about kidnapping children that freaked you out? No, not Labyrinth. The other, I think it's 80s. It has like children in the title. Of course, I can't think of it right now. It got a 4K, but it was only in one of the big box sets. I've been wanting to watch it for a long time, but I haven't got around to it yet. Yeah, people talking about Time Bandits, people talking about Labyrinth, a lot of fantasy talk going on. Patrick, expectations play a big role. Luckily, I went in blind, just knowing it's a coming of age story. Yeah. I'm glad you had a great experience, and I'd love to have that experience someday. 12 pack, very excited that I have. Yeah, I got this from eBay. I actually got it for a decent price. Like this thing usually goes for like $100. I swooped in and got an auction for significantly less than that. Thankfully, because I did not want it. City of Lost Children, that's what it is. Thanks, guys. That was going to drive me nuts all night, so I'm glad I got that in right under the wire. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you this evening. I will try to add those things to the wish list for you guys. I just got to give a shout out. Thank you guys so much. Anyone who's ever sent us something, I really, really appreciate it. It's amazing, and it warms my heart. And I will try to do that for you guys. I'll try to watch the stream back and pick up everything you guys mentioned to me. And we're gonna wrap it up this week. And next week we'll be straight into April. Now, what's going on in April? Let's see real quick. I kind of want to see. Oh, it's April 1st. Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to do a show on April 1st, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming out, including one of the Best Picture nominees right here. Complete Unknown is coming out. And then we've also got Companion, which is in their 4K. I won't get too far into this. We've got a box set from Indicator. We've got a Criterion 4K, and we've also got The Bloody Lady, which I'm super excited about. That's an Arbalos release, another animated film. Tons of stuff coming out next week. So tune in next week. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. We're going to be here April 1st, looking at movies, talking about Blu-rays and 4Ks. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed the extra 15 minutes we got tonight. If you're still here, hit the like button. Really appreciate that. Helps the stream out. And until next time, keep collecting.